Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome along to another important group phase clash at EuroBasket 2017. We're in Helsinki, Finland, for Poland against France, with competition ambitions hanging in the balance. Well, France are one win away from booking their flights to Istanbul for the last 16 of EuroBasket, but Poland, having been edged out 2 nights ago in overtime by Finland, leaves them with work to do to ensure they progress out of the group stages for the second successive EuroBasket. Earlier on today, Slovenia recorded a resounding win to maintain their unbeaten record against Iceland, and we can look forward to Greece taking on Finland tonight. Well, here's a look at the standings in Group A. France with 2 wins. One more win takes them through to Istanbul. Poland are likely going to need either 1 or 2 wins to get them through, but they know they need 1 win in the next day or 2. It's Greece tomorrow for them, but first of all it is Poland against France, a rematch of a game played 2 years ago in the group phases at EuroBasket 2015, where France just edged the game in the final quarter. I'm joined by Mark Mills to call this one. Mark, do you see this one being another close game?
Yeah, this is an absolutely huge game for both teams. If France can take the win, they move to 3-1 record, and they'll be starting to look at the knockout phases and how that's going to shape out. That said, if Poland take the win, it puts them both on 2-win, 2-loss record. Even more important would be the fact that Poland would then record the head-to-head victory over France. So if they finish the entire group on the same record, Poland would have the advantage over France. All to play for in the next 40 minutes. Set for more exciting action here in Helsinki.
It is fascinating. It's on a knife edge. And Mark, France seem to get the better with every passing game here at EuroBasket after their opening night defeat to Finland. Are they emerging as medal contenders after all?
Yeah, France are going from strength to strength. The Iceland game really enabled Coach Calais to rotate his bench. This will have rested his stars, but also more importantly, given some of the bench players those critical minutes so they increase their confidence levels. France were wanting to be keeping their momentum going and keeping the winning form going, so a win today against Poland is really critical.
It's a roster littered with big names and talent. Poland, well, they came so close to an overtime win over the hosts Finland 2 nights ago. How do you expect them to respond after that disappointment here?
Yeah, it'll be tough for Poland. They must be disappointed they didn't come away with a win after a double overtime battle with Finland. They showed spirit throughout the game, and they were really just a basket away from what would have been a big step towards the knockout stages for them. Coach Taylor, no doubt, will be taking positives from that game. He'll use it to inspire his team for a big performance today. A win would be their first competitive win against France in over 30 years.
They did come close 2 years ago, and if there's one thing Mike Taylor's Poland play with, it is with real fight and real heart. Before the action gets underway, we're going to have the 2 national anthems, beginning with France.
First, the national anthem of France. And now the national anthem of Poland.
Cracking scene setting then. As France and Poland meet in a crucial EuroBasket 2017 group phase encounter. It is the business end, the penultimate games for both teams here. And we've got a good look at how the teams have fared so far. Here are our officials this afternoon: Antonio Conde from Spain, Alexei Davidov from Russia, and Arnas Ozils from Latvia. There's so many good players in this French roster. It's not easy to single players out as having to be the key man. Evan Fournier and Nando De Colo are the two players leading on the scoring charts, but Geoffrey Lauvergne has hit the ground running here at EuroBasket 2017, especially over the last two games. Thomas Hurtel, the point guard, has also impressed. Where are France going to win this game from their roster?
Well, as you said, it's been an impressive performance across their roster, but difficult to look past that backcourt trio of Fournier, De Colo and Hurtel, combining for 46.1 points per game. That's 47% of the entire scoring that France put onto the floor. But the great thing we had last week, and not in the starting five tonight, but it's good to see Dio back on the floor. Had injury at the beginning of the tournament, but he's back in the game. And one thing's for sure, he'll pull out some highlight passes like he did yesterday, a full court pass to Jackson for the layup. Yep,
strength in depth in the backcourt for France. Now, this Polish team is both experienced and also youthful. You've got Przemek Karnowski there, the big guy, the big man, but there's only one player in the Polish roster who is over the age of 31. The backcourt was the focus for France. There's a big front court that Poland have to call on in their roster.
Yeah, they have size in every position, which I think is one of their strengths. The two that I pick out from that roster, Wyszynski scored 18 points against Finland, including 4 from 7 from the perimeter. But it's difficult to go past Ponitka and the impact that he has on the team. 14.7 points per game, 8.7 rebounds. He's leading Poland in both those categories. And that rebounding figure actually places him 5th for the entire tournament. And bear in mind, he really isn't a front court player.
Here's their starting five. Ponitka, as mentioned, Koszarek, Wyszynski, Sell and Kulig. It's the starting five we've seen, I think, in every game so far.
Yeah, Kulig will have his hands full today trying to contain Lauvergne.
That will be a very, very interesting front court battle.
But also another battle that will be coming off the bench. AJ Slaughter, a huge game against Finland with some big baskets, and he secured 18 points. And then Jackson's very explosive for the French side. 14 points against Iceland, averaging 7.7 points per game. Both those players are likely to play influential roles in today's game.
Well, Coach Vincent Collet knows that if his French team win today, they book their flights to Istanbul for the last 16. It is certainly something that is expected of France to get there. But who knows beyond whether they will emerge with a medal. Here they have got the firepower to do so. They've got lots of quality. They didn't start this tournament well with that defeat to Finland, but they have bounced back strongly. Now, Mike Taylor's Poland team, they may not quite match the French on talent alone, but on fight and spirit, there is a huge amount for Mike Taylor to call on. Yeah, that's absolutely what Coach Taylor leans on, is really motivating and pumping his guys up. Every time out you go into, you're expecting his voice just to give up on him. He's screaming so much, but his players buy into it. All set for the action here then in Helsinki. Here we go then in Helsinki, Finland. It's Poland against France, penultimate game of the group phase for these two teams at EuroBasket 2017. So much on the line here. With France looking for the win to put them a place in the last 16. And Poland looking to bounce back to winning ways following a double overtime defeat to Finland 2 nights ago. France winning the tip and Ertel inbounding for them. Here's the captain, big Boris Diaw. Tried to play the pass out to Fournier, but it went out of bounds.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how Poland look to contain the French front court. Diaw, very good vision, good pass for the ball, and Laverne, just an offensive juggernaut.
Koszarek into Ponitka. Kaczynski's good three-point shooter. Fakes, comes inside, puts up the two, misses. And Kulik can't gather on the rebound.
So much at stake for both these teams in this game. And the players will obviously be fully aware of that. Be interesting to see what impact that has on their performance.
Fournier to Diaw. Now a nice back cut from Ertel. It goes to De Colo. Gets up to the rack. Laverne swallows up the loose ball. Shot clock down to 3. Laverne puts it up with the left hand. And Kulig on the rebound. And we said that would be an interesting battle. Kulig against Laverne.
Yeah, it will be. And it's going to be a battle that goes on for 40 minutes.
Sell to Ponitka. Now into Adam Wyszynski. Koszarek comes inside, little jump shot 2, rims out, and no score yet in this game.
Which is interesting because Group A is the highest scoring game and France are the highest scoring team in the entire tournament.
Mitchell's bounce pass was well read there by Aaron Sell. This could be the first score, it will be. Mateusz Ponitka puts it down, two-handed. That's something that the French coach Vincent Collet has been concerned at. As the turnovers in their first game in particular. They don't want to be too loose in possession with this Polish team are ready to punish them in fast transition. Ponitka.
It's an impressive achievement to keep the French team with no score and 2 minutes gone.
Wyszynski and Sell shrugged off the Colo and puts it up and in off the glass.
Coach Taylor looking happy so far with his team's performance.
Mitchell with a bounce pass. Diaw. Little touch of a Polish player. Is it fair to say that this game's bigger for Poland than for France?
Yeah, I think so. I think France kind of know they get a second bite at it tomorrow, whereas Poland are lost today. It really does put them under some immense pressure.
Mitchell. Fournier for 3. Well, France just can't get it to go at the moment. And here's Koszarek, confidence building for Poland. Sell, going to get round Diaw. He's pretty athletic, Aaron Sell. He gets the score and the foul.
And that's how to capitalise when you're matched up against Diaw. Diaw's got smarts, but his foot speed isn't where it needs to be at this level. And Sell uses his quick first step to get that opening. And then Diaw's always on the back foot, always going to struggle to defend that effectively.
Sell adds the extra, and it's a 7-0 run to start the game for Poland. I wonder if Coach Collet is thinking about an early timeout here.
He had a couple of issues with his timeouts in a previous game, calling them too soon. I think what he'll do, and it gives players confidence if their coach trusts them to get themselves out of a hole.
De Colo has got plenty of experience to call on here, but again it's turned over, and Poland come with Ponitka, and Ponitka looks to go on his own. Now goes outside, Koszarek to Sell from way outside. Just leaves it short, and Diaw gets the rebound, and France can come to the front court, eyeing up their first score of the game. Ertel to Fournier. Now Geoffrey Laverne. Double down on, and again possession is turned over.
That's the 4th turnover for France already, not even 4 minutes into the game. That will cause Coach Collet some concerns.
Koszarek to Sell. Wyszynski. Poland looking to put the disappointment of the other day behind them, and they have a 9-0 run, and now Collet has finally called timeout.
Yeah, there's only so long you can allow your team to dig themselves out of the hole. He needs to hit the reset button and go back to the game plan, because I imagine that's all he'll do. He'll try to reiterate what they talked about just 5 minutes ago.
An extraordinary start for Poland.
Devant, on est sur, on va refaire là. Là on va refaire, ils vont sortir, ils vont faire la rotation, il faut quand même que ce mec là vienne. Si intermédiaire.
4 down, they're expecting C. Now we're coming big C. So again, this time, Aaron, you're forcing a middle. High hands, pressure him in the trap. The 2 guard here, you're the guy taking the big. Body him up, get into him early, okay? 4-man, you're sprinting out of the double with Big Z, okay? You find him. Keep up your double in transition. 5-man, dive hard, the nail is wide open, okay? Keep good action. Right now, 61. Let's go.
Interesting there, Coach Taylor starting to get into the chess match with Coach Collet. Effectively saying this is what the French are going to expect from us, so let's switch it up, let's move around, let's change our structure on both ends of the floor. Again, I'm sure the French will be ready for that, but let's see if it does keep the French at bay even longer.
Diao into Nando De Colo. And this rather scrappy start from France continues.
Turnover number 5.
Cop one on the back there. Here's Ponitka. Back outside to Sell. Kosharek. Go around Fournier. That's a nice pass. Ponitka gets around Diao, goes back out to Sell for 3. Not this time. Kosharek, they've recycled it, they won the rebound, and Kulik goes for it. And he rims out as well. De Colo to the front court. Collet trusting with his starting 5. The referee calls a foul on Mateusz Ponitka.
Yeah, interesting. Obviously a ploy by Poland, trying to deny the inbound pass to Laverne. They're all over him, Ponitka's hands and body all over him. It's an easy call for the officials on that one. Really does show how dangerous Laverne is, though. Turnover number 6.
Polish possession. This is getting a little bit out of hand, to say the least, for France.
You know, you speak to the majority of coaches, they say 10 turnovers in a game is round about where they want to be. And France are up to 6 within the first 5 minutes.
Well, unsurprisingly, changes are coming here. Edwin Jackson and Louis Laberie are preparing to come on. But France have got their first steal.
That's a sensible foul by Kulik. It enables Poland to reset their defence. While you can keep a team like France at bay, it feels like there's a seal on the basket when you haven't scored in such a long period of time, particularly at the start of a game. It's worth giving up that foul to keep that uncertainty in the minds of the French players.
Well, France scored 115 points in their last game. That was against Iceland. 5 minutes into this one, they are not yet off the mark, but maybe they will be here. It's Fournier getting up to the rack, and he puts it up and in, and the seal is broken.
Yeah, it's important, and that's why going to the basket's the right move by Fournier. Great little step over, gets himself a finger roll for 2. You'd imagine that will give the French players a bit more confidence now on the offensive end.
Kosharek to Kulik. Sell moving the ball around quickly to Ponitka in the lane, and he puts it up and in. Ertel, a creative hub of this French team. That's a good pass into Geoffrey Laverne. He gets the score and 1.
It'll be interesting to see if Coach Taylor keeps his team wanting to hedge on the screens, or whether he asks the players to stay on their assignments. In this situation, Kulik hedged and left Laverne wide open. Wyszynski trying to cover, but not an easy task.
Laverne adds the extra, back to a 6-point game. Koszarek. Ponitka gets away from Ertel, gets up to the basket, but this time can't make it go. Ertel now. Edwin Jackson, who you highlighted before the game as being a key member of this roster. Laverne, it's foul called, offensive foul.
It's a travelling violation, that one actually. Laverne just getting a bit too excited, working so hard, but you see him catch the ball here. He's already taken his step. He's picked up his pivot foot way before the ball touches the hardwood. But you can't criticise the player. Laverne has seen the early struggles that France have had, so he's just tried to pick up the intensity, the energy, and the battle that he's putting into the game.
Ponitka, a deflection off Antoine Diop, who missed the first 2 games because of injury. It was good to see him back against Iceland, and he looked like he'd never gone away.
No, he got straight back into the saddle. It was quite an impressive performance, considering he is coming completely cold into the tournament and off an injury.
Yeah, got 4 assists. It's a good pass. Ponitka fouled and gets the score. And Poland continue to churn up the points.
Bit of a commentator's curse saying how well Dio's done in the opening phases of last game. But yeah, Ponitka's just a mismatch for Dio. Way too strong for the French guard to contain.
Ponitka is leading the scoring here for Poland at EuroBasket 2017. Lavery to Fournier to get up to the rack. And good hustle from the Polish defense. Ponitka to the front court. Kulik takes the heat away from him. Back out Zamoyski, and now Adam Waczynski. He's got a sharp shot on him, and there are his first, in fact, his third and fourth points. Puts it up and in, and Poland have a double-digit lead for the first time today.
Interesting as well, Poland running a very tall 5 at the moment.
Lavery. Neat work from him.
France having Dio and Jackson on. Shows the size mismatch with Ponitka at the point for Poland.
Ponitka into the lane up against Laverne. Up a right-hand hook, missed the shot, and now Edwin Jackson brings it to the front court for the French. And he misses the shot, but he is fouled. Don't think that one pleases Zamoyski.
No, interesting call on that one. There was contact, that's for sure. Didn't look like there was an awful lot of contact, but enough to send Jackson to the line.
First sight of the big Mamba today, Przemek Karnowski. Kevin Serafin coming in for France.
Now that should be a battle of the bodies, Serafin versus Karnowski.
Keep your eye on those two, that's for sure. Could be fireworks. Nice free throw shooting from Edwin Jackson. 2 from 2. Koszarek. Antoine Diop. Looks like Westerman's minutes might be cut as a result of Dio's recovery. Zamoyski getting up to the basket, not able to finish the job, and now here is Antoine Diop. Tokolo left open. Lavery does very, very well.
Yeah, mistake in the Polish defense then. Someone lost their assignment.
Diop. Front trajectory, doesn't get the shot to roll. And here is Aaron Sell. Zamoyski to Karnowski. Into Karnowski again, taking on Serafin, getting into the lane and loses possession.
No, he was expecting Serafin to body up with him when he didn't feel the post defender lost his balance and then lost the handle. Either that or he was trying to find the cameraman in the low post by mistake.
Michał Sokolowski is on for the first time. And Tomasz Gielo as well. Decolo. Jackson. Still no three-point shot made yet in this game. We're nearly at the end of the first quarter. Sokolowski. Sharik. Interesting that we haven't seen anything of AJ Slaughter yet.
No, not yet. That said, I think it's one of those situations where Poland have played well. Kosharik's actually kept the tempo at the right level for Poland. So a situation, if it isn't broken, don't try and fix it.
It's the best start they've had to a game. Sometimes they found themselves behind the 8 ball and dragging it back as they did against Slovenia in their first game. Gielo to Sokolowski. Now Karnowski, what can he manage? Puts up a little jump shot and makes it. Jackson. Nando Decolo. Thanks for the run of Jackson, gets away from Sokolowski. And he's called for a foul.
Yeah, Serafan, I think, called for the foul. Didn't get himself set. Again, you kind of have to put a little bit of the blame on Jackson. He didn't wait for the big man to get himself set. As a guard, you sometimes find guards are impatient. They want to use the screen and get going. You have to wait. Serafan's footwork wasn't set. So the call, absolutely right by the officials to call the moving screen.
Polish fans are on their feet. They've enjoyed what they've seen so far from the first quarter, of which there is now less than a minute remaining. France are not yet into double digits. Sokolowski. Showing that he's not afraid of Nando Decolo.
Yeah, Sokolowski's had limited exposure in the tournament so far. So a brave move by Coach Taylor. But Sokolowski's taking the opportunity with both hands under severe pressure, draws the foul from Decolo.
Great free throw shooting from both teams so far. We've had 7 from the charity stripe so far, all of them made. Dio, another nice long pass from him, up to Decolo. It goes back out to Jackson. Dio, Decolo, now on the right wing, and then cutting in and being fouled. They'll go to the line here, France. Holding.
Yeah, Gielo had a very good game in game day 3. He exploded onto court, brought such energy to the Polish roster coming off the bench. Real kind of impact, game-changing type of player, Gielo.
On this occasion, he's brought on with Poland doing very, very well. And it's I guess, a case of just trying to continue the good work here in this first quarter. And Decolo continues the 100% success rate from the line in this game. Zamoyski gets away from Jackson, out to Gielo, now Kosharek. Gielo from the corner, thought about it, and in the end they slow it up. Kosharek, Lapari, the bounce pass to Zamoyski, shot clock down to 2, and Zamoyski lost the ball. Well, they still have possession, but they've got just the 1 second left.
Yeah.
For a shot clock violation.
Always difficult to do something with 1 second. At best, you're going to get a contested shot or a difficult shot. Looks like they're setting up a double screen on the elbow for Sokolowski to come through it.
Gielo leaves it a little long.
Again, worrying. France knew what the Poles were going to do. They were going to set up a shot on that wing, and they still didn't defend it effectively, giving Giello what was a reasonably open look at the basket.
Decolo. Only got 3 seconds to use it. Decolo going all the way on his own and puts it up and in, and that's a fine finish to a tough first quarter for the French and Nando Decolo. He found himself up against Przemek Karnowski, who was always going to have the legs to beat him. But he evaded impressively Giello and put it up and in off the glass. That means at the end of the first quarter, it is Poland 20, France 13. Poland got off to a great start in that quarter. France started to claw it back.
Yeah, interesting statistic you have to look there is I think this might be the first game we've had in Group A where we've gone an entire quarter without a 3 from either team. 0 for 4 for Poland, 0 for 3 for France. Poland won't be so concerned about it because they've still put 20 points on the board. But it looks without that 3-point threat, maybe France don't manage to keep the high scoring rate going that they've been used to. We expected a very high scoring affair. France leading the entire tournament in scoring. Poland 5th in the entire tournament for scoring. And what we've had is a little bit more of a cagey chess match early on with neither team lighting up the offensive end, but in particular France really stuttering.
And of course you highlighted it earlier, but the big area of concern for France is their turnovers. 8 turnovers to Poland 2.
Yeah, they can't carry on at that rate. If they carry on at that rate, then Poland will run away with this game. But you then look at the backcourt of France. They have the ability to protect the ball very well.
Expect an improved French performance in this second quarter. Good news for them is that it's just a 7-point deficit. As Koscielny finds Sokolovski. Very rare for Poland to have a whole quarter without AJ Slaughter playing. It's Karnowski, and here comes Sokolovski with a reverse.
Beautiful up and under play by Sokolovski. His lack of minutes in the tournament so far having no effect on the impact he's having on today's game.
Decolo. Bounce pass into Dio, and now Jackson trying to get the better of Zamoyski.
Didn't quite manage to establish himself in time. Good call by the official. He's come across, but he's still moving laterally. And Jackson wisely draws the foul, but great heads-up play by Karnowski, and an even better up and under by Sokolovski.
Jackson denied at first. Labary will recycle the possession as Serafin goes to Decolo. Decolo lost the ball, but he was fouled.
It's interesting. Labary, although known to be a good player, wasn't considered to be absolutely integral to the French team prior to the tournament. How things change. He's having a big game tonight. That's his 4th rebound of the game so far, leading everyone on rebounding stakes.
Dio around the back was undetected by the Polish defence. Managed to finish it. Shot clock down to 3 here. Dio for 3. And there's the first shot from the perimeter that's been successful today.
And this is what Poland will have to be careful of. If the French start lining up from outside, the game will change very, very quickly.
Sokolovski. Now Zamoyski getting into the lane and offloading the pass to Karnowski, and that's his meat and drink, isn't it, Przemek Karnowski?
Yeah, it certainly is. It's exactly what he's looking for. The little dump-off pass, really close to the basket. Doesn't leave him an awful lot to do, just uses his size.
Decolo, the bounce pass into Louis Labary. Got Giello for company. Karnowski tries to stop him. The hook shot misses. And Giello in possession as Poland get going from the backcourt. Koscielny into Przemysław Zamoyski. Karnowski, good bounce pass, great vision, but Zamoyski doesn't manage to finish up at the rack. Tokolo is fouled. As France go in transition.
You've got to reward the big man Karnowski when he dishes a pass like that. Zamoyski has to make it count.
First sight of Karol Gruszecki today for Poland. Another player we haven't necessarily seen a lot of in this tournament. If he can have the effect of Sokolowski here, Poland will be in dreamland. They lead by 8. 2 minutes gone in the second quarter. Leo Westerman for Antoine Dio. He's mixing up their point guard regularly. Tokolo outside to Westerman. From the top of the mountain, Antoine Dio. Actually, looks like Dio and Westerman are on the court at the same time then.
Yeah.
Barry has gone for a sit down. Diaw's come in.
France playing some small ball now.
Gruszecki to Giello. Sokolowski, shot clock down to 4, uses it. And Poland is still looking for that first success from range. Westerman. Bounce passing to Dio. Went on the charge there. Little touch off Gruszecki, or at least off a Polish player, means that it's France possession. Dio. Geoffrey Lauvergne sets himself. Misses out on the three-point shot. And here's Łukasz Koszarek. Lauvergne and Karnowski tumbling to the ground.
Yeah, Lauvergne trying to play tough defense, but all he's doing is actually stopping Karnowski from moving. His arms wrapped around him. He's not allowing him to get round him. And right in front of the official as well. That's not what Lauvergne needs to be doing. It's only his first foul, but he needs to keep his fouls if he's going to go Karnowski for a long period of time.
Karnowski been very effective from the bench in this tournament so far. Sokolowski does find the big Mamba, but the big Mamba does not find the basket on this occasion. Urchel back outside to Westerman. Now Geoffrey Lauvergne. See the battle at the other end of the court, and he puts up a right-hand hook. And Karnowski's done his job there. Made the shot as tough as possible. Sokolowski. Giello. Now Koszarek. For the mountain. Finds Giello from the wing.
Karnowski's looking to blow now, though. I think he'll be taken out of the game shortly. Starting to struggle on both ends of the floor, not keeping up with the pace of the game.
Here's Tokolo on a one-man mission, but there's Karnowski with a rejection. Now Gruszecki draws the foul from Westerman, and the changes are coming. You called it. Karnowski is going to take a blow. Damian Kulik will come back.
It's a great piece of final action before Karnowski goes to the bench, though. Tracks the run of Tokolo as he cuts to the basket. Doesn't let anything come away from Tokolo's hands.
Koszarek, the other one to go. Onika comes back. Still no sign of AJ Slaughter.
Picked up a slight knock in the last game, but in the post-game press conference, he said it was just a knee to his thigh and that he was fine and it wouldn't impact him.
Maybe Coach Teddy doesn't want to risk him unless he has to. Onika having to go round the back. Lucky throwing possession away, but Giello was there eventually. Here he comes, Giello into the lane, puts it up and in, and Poland restore a double-digit lead.
And again, this is the problem Diaw's going to have. He's way too slow on his feet. He's on the wrong part. His body weight's in the wrong place, and Giello exploits it.
Diaw into Lauvergne. Left-hand hook, and that misses too. Lauvergne's just not having the success he has done from in the paint in previous games. Poland have unhappy fuzzy memories of the last time they met France. They pushed in very, very close in the French home court as well. EuroBasket 2015. They were edged out 69-66. Tony Parker played a big role that game for France. But then again, Marcin Gortat did for Poland. They've both retired from their respective national teams since then. Ponitka. Poland looking for distinctly happier memories at this time. As we have a timeout called. The French have called it.
It's an interesting time for France to call a timeout. That's their second timeout that they've used, so they won't have any more for the remainder of this half. Still 5 minutes to play. If Poland start creating problems in a specific area, Coach Collet is not going to be able to make any changes to change that. But the graphic tells you all you need to know. We've said all along it's the Polish team effort that is going to make the difference, that's going to get them the wins they need to make it to Istanbul.
31 punch, Sarko, run the hawk cut. Nicolo has 1 foul. Go strong to the basket. Under control, try to score through contact. Space the floor on the backside. Watch out, the second one is the we cannot play defense. We will. Next play. Next play. Right to the corner. Clear out. Back into the post for Carroll. Right to the
Interesting listening to Coach Taylor in timeout there. One of the points he wants to get across to his team is that Decolo's only got 1 foul. Looks like they might target him. A few drives at the basket, see if they can put Decolo into foul trouble.
Very, very interesting then here as France trail Poland by 10. Urchel to Boris Diaw. Finds himself right under the basket, releases Decolo in the corner. And another three-point attempt goes missing, and now Ponitka to the front court. That's beautifully worked by Poland, and Michał Sokolowski gives Poland their biggest lead of the game so far.
Yeah, that's exactly how you want to run the transition. Keep the pace going. He had a runner with him, and Sokolowski makes it count.
Westerman for 3. Misses out. Diaw tries to recycle. It works. Decolo now has it. Urchel left open. Oh, good work into Lovern. And Diaw for 3. Good!
Looks like the Polish are wanting to rotate into the interior, defend their paint strong, and happy to give up some open threes as long as the interior is defended well.
Here's Sokolowski. And that goes as well, and he's having an absolute stormer.
Takes himself up to 8 points with a textbook post move against Urchel.
75% from the field so far for Sokolowski. Westerman. Lovern into Diaw, and that's more likely from France.
Grzeszewski can't let Diaw take that position.
And Grzeszewski banks it in off the glass. Poland keep the scoreboard ticking here. France haven't been turned over recently. That's one good thing in their column. Lovern to Decolo. And the foul is called on Diallo. France in a bit of a hole. There's one man who can take them out of it. Maybe it's Evan Fournier, as Diallo go to the bench after his second personal foul.
Yeah, didn't have the first stint that he'd have wanted. He played 7 minutes, only scored 2 points. Fournier is just a flat-out scorer, whether it's shooting the ball, whether it's taking it to the basket, both in the NBA and on the international scene. That's why he's in the rosters.
Averaging nearly 18 points per game here at EuroBasket. Louis Lapéry is going to come back into the fray, replacing the so far ineffective today, Geoffrey Lovern.
Yeah, it looks like a similar performance that he had on the opening game, where he didn't quite establish himself in the game fully, didn't find his confidence or his flow. You have to credit Poland for that.
Westerman makes the shot, reduces the arrears to 9. Ponitka. Such a big game for Poland, and they're playing to their potential right at the moment. Sells to Sokolowski, but it's called for a foul.
can't exactly say Poland are playing, you know, with a big roster, because there's no one that's, you know, massive. They've not got Konowski on the court, but every single player has height advantage over their counterparts in the French team, and that's where they're having problems. Ertel struggling to guard the bigger player in the post. Very sensible by Coach Taylor of Poland.
Adam's got Carroll. Good job, Carroll. Listen, hey, special situation play, 2 smash. Mateus has it out. Damien, Sacco.
I think the previous graphic, the shooting percentages graphic, told you everything you need to know. Poland shooting 67% in twos, whereas France are only shooting 38%. That really is where the gap has come from in this game.
France are exclusively dealing in twos. They haven't made a shot from the perimeter. And Coach Taylor very happy for that to be the case. Playing inside the perimeter where possible. If they start making threes, then France will be in real trouble. Just under 3 minutes left of the half. And Poland have been turned over here. It doesn't happen very often. Westerman. Ertel. France looking for immediate impact. Into Diao. Peeled away. Put the pass up. And Labaree draws the foul from Aaron Sell. Chinsky had it called on him, it wasn't Sell. Labaree to the line.
As the games go by, Labaree becomes more and more important to what France are trying to achieve. He's that glue guy, he's the guy that comes in and just fills the role, whatever you need him to do. He's up there fighting for the boards, hustling on, you know, on the ground for the ball.
Gets the second free throw to fall. It's an 8-point game. Ponitka for Poland to Wyszynski, who's at the centre of the timeout from Coach Taylor. Sokolowski working his way in the lane, goes back out to Kulig for 3. Poland still can't make a perimeter shot, but Ponitka does well. Another rebound for him. Rebounds a game,
yeah, a big, important player, and a big foul there called on Diao. Picks up his 3rd. The French captain taken out of the action early on.
Kulig's first point of the evening. Makes it 2 from 2 from the line. Poland haven't missed a free throw yet. Fournier getting up into the runway. Kulig does very well.
And it kind of sums up the French, you know, good defense from Poland, but can't quite make that, what should be a simple shot for someone the quality of Fournier.
Sokolowski's had a great quarter, goes back out. This could be an assist. Wyszynski not happy with the shot. He knew it as soon as he put it up. That was going to fall foul of the basket. Here's Thomas Ertel.
It's an interesting 90 seconds left in this first half.
It's been turned over again, and France have been loose in possession. Here's Wyszynski to Sokolowski for 3. This is Westerman. Ertel coming inside, backing away. Bounce pass into Lovern, gets up to the rack. Another simple shot missed by Geoffrey Lovern.
And you can see the French are rattled. No contact really there, and Lovern turning to the officials, trying to get them to bail him out. That's a clear sign when a team is rattled that they're looking at the officials.
I feel half-time can't come quick enough for France.
Yeah, I think there'll be an awful lot for Carlet to get across to his team.
This is Panitka for 3. Poland still can't make a three-point shot. They've tried 10 now.
France are quite lucky that Poland are satisfied just taking contested three-point shots. If Poland had put them to the sword, this lead could be much, much bigger.
Urchel. Yep, gets it to go eventually. Rolls off the glass. And a very small differential between shot clock and quarter.
Yeah, Poland will look to take the last shot. I imagine they'll clear down and let Panitka go for it. Might run a little bit of pick and roll action at the top. Oh, Wojcinski doesn't want to take it this early.
Into Kulik, who gathers well and puts up a little jumper. Misses the shot. Lovern from distance. Misses. And, well, Poland have a good, strong lead. It's 8 points in the end, but perhaps it could have been even more.
Yeah, I think so. You just have to look at the numbers. This isn't the high-scoring affair we were expecting. Poland have done very, very well, limiting what is an impressive offensive machine, France, to just 26 points.
So half-time score, Poland 34, France 26. Well, Poland haven't made a three-point shot, but they'll still be very happy overall with the state of affairs at half-time.
You just have to think how big a gap would it have been if they just hit 2 or 3 of those. That would be a scary gap for France to have to come back from. But Poland have played well on the defensive end. That's where it's all stemmed from them. They've put some intensity and scrappiness into their defense that the French haven't coped well with. Turned the ball over 9 times in that opening 20 minutes of basketball. They can't continue at that rate. They really can't. That's what will cost them the game. A lack of protection of their possession is going to make it difficult for them to come back into this game.
And it's the experienced players that have been turned over the most as well. It's interesting, De Colo, Diao and Lovern all turned over twice in the first half there. And if France are going to get back into this, it's those guys that have to step up to the plate.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to have to look to the veteran players, the guys that are used to being under pressure situations at club basketball as well as on the international stage. And I think Coach Taylor's wise enough to know that amount of talent and experience in the French squad, they're going to make a run in the second half. It's how do Poland cope with that run?
Well, very, very interesting. Poland led for good periods of their game against Finland the other day, but just edged out after 2 phases of overtime. They want to get over the line this time without having to face any nervy overtime, if possible. And if they do win, it'll blow this group wide open, that's for sure. At half-time, it's Poland 34, France 26. Don't go anywhere. The second half is set to be a thriller.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, if you can put your attention towards the jumbo screen up there, I propose to highlights from Sunday's game between Poland and Finland.
No.
Welcome back then to Helsinki, Finland, where we've got Poland and France on court. Half-time here, Poland leading by 8 points, 34-26, low-scoring first half. Michał Sokolowski leading the way for the Polish with 8 points. Not a player we've talked an enormous amount about in this EuroBasket 2017 competition, but frankly, Poland have been better in every category in the first half, and there would have been stern words at half-time in the French camp, wouldn't there, Mark?
Yeah, I imagine Coach Collet had an awful lot to say in what is quite a short half-time break here at EuroBasket 2017. The weird thing is there's not a huge amount for them to change. They just need to actually execute their game plan. They need to go to the things that they know that work and protect the ball. Their turnovers is killing them. 9 turnovers within just that first 20 minutes. That's the kind of figure that you'd want at the end of the game. So I'm sure you'll see France working harder to look after their possession. But on the other side of it, Poland must be really, really happy. They haven't hit 1 3-pointer, and they're still coming out in the second half with an 8-point lead. You know, imagine the damage that would have been done if they just hit 3 of their, 10 attempts from outside. This game could be wide open. So Poland will be pretty happy with how things are.
Poland hadn't had AJ Slaughter on the court just yet. We'll be interested to see if he does play in the second half. There was a rumour of an injury yesterday, but he spoke at the press conference that he was all right. Maybe something that's happened in the last day or two. Poland still running through their plays. 40 seconds left before the second half gets away. France already out there.
I think that's a signal of intention from France. They know they've got to come out. They know they've got to do a job in this second half that they failed to do in the first half. Where Poland are just getting the details right. Coach Taylor keen to make sure the small things are right. So hopefully the big thing, the win, takes care of itself.
Right, so very important game, this one. They have inverted records, these two. Poland 1 win, 2 defeats. France 2 wins, 1 defeat, coming to this knowing that a victory for the French today would be good enough to see them through to Istanbul. But at the moment, that doesn't look like happening. We'll see. It can all change very quickly in basketball as the French get us underway in the third quarter. Here is the hugely talented Nando De Colo to Ertel. Ertel getting around Koscielny. Lavery back up to the top of the mountain. It's good passing play this by France. Lavery doesn't get the shot to fall.
Interesting there, De Colo was open at the top for the 3, but consciously decided that they wanted to push the ball back inside. I wonder if that is a conscious thing from the whole French team. They want to get some high percentage baskets.
Turnover Poland now, and here's Fournier with 2 in support. Doesn't need it. Goes up to the rack himself and puts it up and in off the glass. Here's Aaron Sell for Poland.
France will be glad to get a score in early after going so long in the first half without registering.
That's right, 5 minutes it took until they got their first score. Here's Łukasz Koscielny putting one up. Doesn't get it to go, and Kulik couldn't get to the rebound. It's a foul by Sell Fournier.
No, sensible foul by Sell, stopping the transition break. That would have led to an easy 2 points. Sensible just to reach in.
Ertel gets around Kulik. Now Geoffrey Lauvergne. Bounce pass into Lauvergne from De Colo to Ertel. That was a tough bit of work for Ertel. It was an overshot pass.
Yeah, it is, and it's an important pass as well. Poland are going to double down in the post, and Lavergne's going to have to be more precise with his passing out as to take advantage of the overload that France will have.
Wyszynski. Koscielny to Aaron Sell. Puts it up. Sees it come back off of him. Punica to Koscielny. Wyszynski, he's their best three-point shooter. Wyszynski misses to the right. Kulik gathers at the rebound. Koscielny. Kulik's full awkwardly there, I think, to his feet.
Looks like Lavergne's hurt as well. It might have been knock knees. Yeah, he's holding his knee.
Meantime, here's Ertel, and it's into Lauvergne. And misses with the right-hand hook, and straight away Lauvergne being a little bit concerned.
Yeah. It's a very strange injury when you collide knees with someone. It's such a painful injury that you can get, but walking it off is really the only way to get your leg back into action. But it will have affected his baby hook shot then, because he wouldn't have got the elevation from his sore knee that he was expecting.
Ertel will inbound. 6-point game here. Poland still looking for their first score of the second half. Fournier to Lauvergne. Just into the lane, draws the foul.
And I think this is something France need to exploit more. Laverne absolutely has the makings to be able to beat Sell or Kulig, and even Konofsky in the post. He's stronger, he's taller, he's more athletic. I think they just need to have patience. Get the ball into the post to him and then work off him.
Both players have struggled from the perimeter, but the free throw shooting on both sides has been good. And Laverne continues the trend, and he joins Maurice Diaw as being the team high scorer on 5 points. But even that's a little bit surprising. We're used to seeing the likes of Decolo or Fournier being in double digits by the halfway stage.
Yeah, you look at the trio of Decolo, Fournier and Ertel. They're averaging for 46 points in the first 3 games. At the moment, they've only got 10 points. That's not where Coach Collet needs them to be.
Ponitka managed to release an unbelievable pass, and there's the first perimeter success for Poland. It's come from Aaron Sell.
That's great vision by Ponitka. Completely lost his footing, but still managed to find a perimeter player.
Chelsea's bounce pass. Ponitka completely off balance there. Sell just offers him a little thank you. Chel for 3. Just left it short. But France recycle possession well. Chel. Work from his hands, but Fournier tries from range. Vachinsky. Low scoring game. These perimeter shots of big importance. Ponitka to Sell. Now Vachinsky, he thought about it. Koszarek. Vachinsky from the top of the mountain. Good! Well, that's what Poland needed to get their perimeter shooters on target. First Sell, and now Vachinsky.
And this is what we said. France are in trouble if Poland start hitting from outside. They're going to have to stop that and stop it quickly.
It's a double-digit lead. Ertel to Laverne. Laverne in at the low post, but Kulig and Vachinsky combine. Initially to win possession back, but here's Decolo, and France with the good hustle. Sell for 3. Good! Where's this come from Poland?
Well, you know the saying, you spend a long time waiting for one and then 3 come along at once. Poland's starting to light it up from outside.
Sell into double digits, first player in the game to do so. Ertel now for France, that's nice. Tidy work from the point guard.
Pace of scoring is picking up from both sides now after a low scoring first half.
Koszarek. Shot clock into single digits. Last touch I thought was off Ponitka, but it has been ruled as Decolo's last touch. Kevin Serafin replaces Geoffrey Laverne in the Beckman role for the French. Sell to inbound and find Ponitka. To Vachinsky, evades Decolo, sets up Ponitka from the corner, and Poland really have started hitting their straps from range.
This will be concerning for Coach Collet. The only weakness in Poland's first half performance has just stopped being a weakness.
Fournier. Out to Ertel. Fournier for 3. France need to join the dots from range. Serafin with a hustle, puts it up and in, and 1.
And exactly why he's been brought into the game, Serafin. He's a big body, he's the guy that can hustle for those garbage rebounds on both ends of the floor. Doesn't want a lot of dribbles, just a 1 dribble and straight back up. It's going to be very difficult for Poland to stop him, and they're making a change straight away to try and combat Serafin, bringing on the big body of Konofsky.
Serafin feeding on scraps.
It's an interesting situation, Serafin. Last time he played for the French national team was at London 2012. focused on his NBA career and, you know, left the national team picture. But now he's back playing in Europe next season at Barcelona. It looks like he may be a new fixture in the national team.
Yeah, absolutely. He's still only 27. How young when he played the national team before. Here's Koszarek getting all the way up to the rack, and Panicka can't finish the job, and France come away with it through Hurtel. Hurtel backs it in. France on the move.
Interesting situation there. Koszarek had done all the hard work, was at the basket, and then gave it up, and then straight away you know it's taken away by Hurtel, and he goes coast to coast. All from a mistake by Koszarek. Shouldn't have passed it off, should have just gone strong to the basket, made the layup.
Poland have called timeout.
You got Mateus. Okay? Stay ready. Right now, listen, keep your composure. Keep your composure. You're doing great. We got to do a better job in transition D. Set our defense, okay? Match up perimeters. You may not be Gordon Hurtel, but if Lucas is in a different situation, you got to stop the ball, okay? Right. Here's what we got. 41 elbow.
Ah, mais prendre les tirs aussi quand on est ouvert. De toute façon, c'est une zone match-up. Dès qu'on a un joueur qui a la balle, ils viennent à deux. Donc si vous voulez aller loin, vous allez dans les murs. Pour renverser la balle. Allez, allez,
Clear message from Mike Taylor there that his team must keep their composure.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting timing for the timeout for Coach Taylor. Obviously just wants to make sure he keeps his guys in the ascendancy and doesn't let France gain control. The other area that he talked about was transition defense. In that situation, you kind of need to forget who your defensive assignment is. Stop the ball. It's absolutely right. The first thing you need to do, if you're the closest man to the guy with the ball, go and stop his progression, slow him down, really turn the game into a half-court offense situation.
Koszarek. Poland missed all of their first 11 three-point shots. They've hit all of their last 4. It's Karnowski. Sell for 3. Good, it's 5 in a row. Poland have come to the perimeter party.
Sell takes his personal tally to 14 now.
Here's Serifat using his body in the lane. Puts up a left-hand hook, gets it a go. Immediate impact from Kevin Serifat in this game.
Trying to make an impact at the other end of the floor as well, bodying up with Karnowski. Which if it was just bodies, it would be fine, but he's got his hands all over the back of Big Mamba, and the referees are just going to call that all the time. Sell hitting another triple, the 5th in a row for Poland.
Sell out to Karnowski. Koszarek. Karnowski with the mid-range 2. He misses out, and Kaczynski couldn't quite snap up the follow. Hurtel. They're all square in the 3rd quarter. Serifat out to Diaw for 3, wide open. Missed it altogether.
Even Captain Diaw not finding it easy at the moment on the floor, doesn't have the confidence to hit the big wide open jumper. It's the right shot for them though. They worked well on the offense at that end, France, making Poland switch, making them rotate so that someone was free on the perimeter. I imagine they'd have rather had De Colo or Fournier with that shot.
Come in for Poland. Koszarek backs it in, and that's good work from him, and Poland have a 10-point lead.
And that's what Koszarek needs to do. He has to have confidence in his own game. When he gets to the basket and turns that corner on his defender, go to the hole, go to the bucket, get that score.
Hurtel from range, this is out. Koszarek playing a much bigger role today for Poland in the absence, or seeming absence, of A.J. Slaughter. See him on the bench, but he's tucked up in a hoodie. I'm not sure we're going to see Slaughter today. Sell getting away from Diaw, putting up another 3-point shot. Finally, Poland missed one. De Colo.
It's an interesting tactic, obviously, now in hindsight by Coach Taylor. Obviously had a conversation with A.J. Slaughter before the press conference after the game. yesterday and told him to underplay potentially the injury that Slaughter suffered. Because the comments that Slaughter made was that he was fine, he'd be back tomorrow, it's no problem. But by the looks of this, like you say, he's almost in his civvies sitting on the bench, so I don't think we'll see much from him today.
For the moment, they're coping okay without him. Here's Chell. Bounce pass into Serafin under the rack, and Karnovsky tries to keep him away from the basket, but he does so illegally.
It's good to see Serafin taking advantage of the time he's getting on the court while Laverne is struggling today. Serafin seems to be wanting to impose himself on this game and fill that hole.
Giving Coach Collet another option there, for sure. Makes the second, reduces the arrears to 9. Losharek. Biello to Sokolovsky. Well, it was a manageable total here. What do France want to be down by come the end of the third quarter?
I think if they're anywhere near single digits, they'll be happy. They don't want it to creep above 15 points. Anything less than 15, I think they'll feel that they can get back into the game. Single digits, they'll have the smell of blood in their nostrils and they'll be after the win. They'll be on the ascendancy. But from Poland's point of view, it really is, they don't want to let France within a 2-3 possession game. They want to keep them stretched out a few more to give them that little bit of breathing space. So if things start changing, Coach Taylor can call a timeout and make changes himself.
Karnovsky trying to get the better of Serafin, but the French player does extremely well there. Here's Urchel. Out to Antoine Diot. Serafin claims the rebound and puts it up and in. That's fine hustling from the big man.
Yeah, Serafin is absolutely winning the battle of the big men at the moment. Karnovsky unable to contain Serafin. And he's not applying the same pressure on the Frenchman at the other end.
Kosharek. Probably might have gone back out to Biello, threw it into traffic, and here goes De Colo in transition for France. Interception there by Zamoyski, got the applause from Coach Taylor. Not seen that much of Edwin Jackson either today.
No, it's an interesting one. Jackson had a standout game last out against Iceland, got extended minutes against the weaker Icelandic side. But yeah, we haven't seen him. I think, as you mentioned earlier, Dio, now being fit, has had an impact on both Westerman and Jackson's minutes.
De Colo. Diao threw it into Urchel right on the baseline to De Colo. Shot clock ticking. De Colo makes the shot, and it's just a 5-point game again.
I expect to see Coach Taylor either make personnel or tactical changes very soon. Karnovsky's not having any joy. I wouldn't be surprised if you saw Kulig come back out.
Here's Karnovsky. Chance to impress here up against Serafin. Called for travelling.
So another great play by Serafin. He pulled the chair out on the big pole. And Karnovsky doesn't have the footwork to stay into it. He's putting way too much weight against the post player. Serafin will take it for a couple of steps, step out of the way. Then Karnovsky's unable to keep his footwork right.
You called it, Mark. Change coming. Karnovsky ineffective. Damian Kulig has come back in for Poland. Just under a minute here. France may not be worrying about double-digit deficits, but they might have the lead. Who knows? 5 points to make up. As Urchel puts it out. Diao for 3. Good! And it's a 2-point game now.
This is a resurgent French side now. They're starting to find their form, and the last thing you want to be facing if you're Poland is a confident French side.
French crowd have piped up. Konitka into Kulig.
And that's the difference for Serafin now. He's going to go up against Kulig. Kulig's going to have quicker footwork than Serafin. And it's shown straight away. The only way that Serafin's able to stop him turning the corner on him is with his hands. It's all got to be about footwork in a situation like that. Poland's first miss from the free throw. And what a critical time to chalk up that unwanted statistic.
Kulik, thankfully for Poland, does make the second. The Eagles were soaring, but they're in danger of being grounded now as France close in. What they hope will be the kill in this game overall. 3 points to make up. And a 3-second differential between shot clock and time left in the quarter. Urchel puts it up and in. And it's just a 1-point game now. Poland will have to use this quickly. Ponitka. It will be a Polish possession, but they've got under a second to use it. Oh, actually, the officials, I think, may have reversed this.
And you have to say fair play to Sokolowski there.
They've reversed it again.
They've reversed it again.
Yeah, finally confirmed it is a Polish inbound ball here.
Just keeping us even more on the edge of our seats.
Going to Giello, and Giello will likely shoot from halfway, which he does, and he misses. Well, good comeback from France in that third quarter. It sets it up perfectly for the final 10. Poland 52, France 51. Slightly strange game, this one, Mark. Poland couldn't make a three-point shot in the first half, but led by, I think it was 10 at half-time. France have come back into it despite Poland finding their range.
Yeah, Poland absolutely dominated early on, and it looked like they were going to rip the game open, hitting 5 in a row from 3 points. But the French keep battled away. They haven't played the basketball they wanted to have played, but they've been a little bit more gritty than we've seen previously from the French teams, and that's how they've got back into this game. It's an awful lot more technical and tactical than you'd have imagined so far, and both coaches having big inputs into the game, particularly through their rotations. So we've seen Serafin having a lot more joy than he has previously. Lovern struggling. Konowski had a good spell, but then is now struggling, so they brought Kulik back into the game for Poland. It really is going to be an interesting final 10 minutes, as well as how the players perform. But how do the coaches interpret this game? How do they see the path to victory for their teams? And which 5 players on this team does that require?
Statistically speaking, it seems like the key to winning this game is to miss your three-point shots. But I'm sure that's not the case. I guess France have gone back to basics. Turnovers we looked at half-time, and they had 8 against them. Just 2 so far in the second half, and Poland have caught them up.
Yeah, they've protected the ball an awful lot better. They've obviously made a conscious effort to be a lot more precious about their possession. And as I said, France have almost stolen a little bit of Poland's scrappiness, a bit of their tenacity on the defensive end, and a little bit of the grit. Not what you'd expect from the French. They're usually a lot slicker on both ends of the floor. They rotate well on the defensive end. But they're just fighting hard at the moment for the ball.
France trying to beat Poland at their own game then. They could be 10 minutes away from booking their flights to Istanbul. France win, they're into the last 16. Poland win, they blow this group wide open. It's Giello into Sokolowski. Kulik sets it up now for Ponitka, who has it stolen from him by Urtel. Serafin out to Nicolo. Now Antoine Theo tries to get to the rack. Kulik prevents him getting any further. Urtel to Kolo. Oh, Kulik with a rejection. Ponitka to Giello. France at no point in this game have led. Mateusz Ponitka. Now Kulik. Poland looking for a bright start to this final quarter. It's out. Giello wide open for 3. Good! A player that has caught the eye in previous games, but haven't really got going up until that point today for Poland. Boris Dia. Yellow has foul called on him. Kulik here, unfortunately, is a limp off. I think that's how he sustained the injury, Kulik.
It's going to be interesting to see Poland now without Kulik, who's probably been their most successful post player in EuroBasket 2017.
Well, that's nice. Zamoyski's stolen it before DeColo could get there, and there's a foul. And it's high fives all round for Przemysław Zamoyski. Telegraphed it, didn't it?
Yeah, he certainly did, and it's a great play by Zamoyski. He'll be disappointed he didn't make the basket. But it's not bad defense by DeColo. He's chased back hard. And as every coach will tell you, if you're going to foul him, you need to foul him hard to stop him from scoring.
So Karnowski was struggling against Serafin. But the coach has decided not to bring him back in play. Instead, it's Adam Saniak.
Yeah, Saniak's had an interest in EuroBasket. He's not short of passion, that's for sure. Just needs to make sure he channels it in the right direction.
Experienced campaigner in his Polish team. Here is Ertel. And now Diao. Dio. Yellow getting in the way there.
Yeah, he was caught in two minds. Is he fully hedging, trying to push DeColo back, or is he just flashing out and then jumping back?
Foul trouble now for Yellow. He's joining Aaron Sell, 4 personal fouls.
Yeah, starting to rack up now for the Polish side.
Gono makes way for Jackson. No movement from the Polish bench just now. Ertel puts up a jumper, makes the shot.
You can't complain about Panitka's defense there. He was all over Ertel, and Ertel just manages to get off what is an absolutely beautiful shot over the outstretched fingertips of Panitka.
4-point game, France's first score of the final quarter. Sokolovski thought about putting up the jumper. Goes back to Saniak, and Saniak's lost possession. It's turned over, and France go to the front court through Ertel. Weaves his way in the middle, and Ertel gets up to the rack and one.
Saniak compounded his error. Not only did he turn the ball over, he's come back and made a poorly timed challenge on a rampaging Ertel as he gets to the basket. Again, great play. Ertel, not the most athletic player in the world, but very quick and very good at drawing the foul.
The lane just emptied, and he made his way through. And he manages to add the extra 2, so it's back to a 1-point game here in the final quarter. Ertel on 13 points now for France, leading the way. Sokolovski to Giello, now from the corner it's Zamoyski. He rims out, and here go France.
Feels like the pendulum of momentum is definitely swinging towards France now. They're starting to look a lot more confident than Poland are.
Dio. Diao to Jackson. First sight of him in a while we've had. Feeds it into Diao. He was fouled.
Be interested to see the replay on that one. Saniak has a fair point. It looked like Diao hooked his elbow around Saniak and used it as a lever to get himself around. We'll see it now on the replay. See where that elbow goes. Oh, that looks like a hooking foul for me from Diao.
Diao. Step Zamoyski. Ertel didn't realise the ball was coming to him. Panitka for Poland, going coast to coast. Panitka fouled by Serafin.
It's a good foul by Serafin. Panitka was going to get an easy 2 otherwise. Panitka does well though, holds off the big man Serafin. But Serafin picks up his 4th foul, so Coach Collet makes the change.
Interesting, France, you would say momentum is on their side. He's in a pendulum swung. They're still, at no point in this game, have had the lead.
And that's a rarity. You wouldn't imagine you could say that many times about any game involving France.
Panitka trying to build up a Polish lead here. No point if they run away with this game. Their lead is a very slender one at the moment. It was slender against Finland for a long while. It's Hurtel, just lays it up and in. Very coolly slotted from the French point guard, Ponitka. Turnover. This is where France go into the lead for the first time. Dio to Jackson. Jackson for three. Makes the shot. France into the lead for the first time with 7 minutes left to play.
Yeah, no surprise. Coach Taylor calls a timeout after that. Good vision by Dio. Sees a cross-court pass to a wide-open Jackson, who knocks down the three and gives a little bit of relief to the French fans as they're back on their feet cheering their team on in full regalia.
Seems like France have timed their comeback to perfection here. Let's have a listen to what Mike Taylor's got to say in his next Polish timeout. Just running it through the assistants first.
Okay. Damien, you got these? Lucas got Mateus? Keep your composure. A lot of game left. There's a lot of game left, okay? Transition. On side. Pop it. Right? You're going to be open on the pop, Damien.
Yeah, interesting to listen to Coach Taylor there. He's talking again about composure. He want to make sure his guys' heads stay in the game and that they don't get caught up in each individual play. I mean, he's absolutely right when he says time left. There's time left. It's a 7-minute game. And if you'd said to any of the Polish players or coaching staff before the game, 7 minutes to go in the game and you'll only be down by 2 to France, I think they'd have probably ripped both your arms off to be in this situation. Because one thing we know is that Poland have the ability to put some points on the board.
So Poland still in a good position, but they trail now for the first time in the game. And Sokolowski feeds the ball back to Łukasz Koszarek. Foul by Hurtel. Not really any foul trouble though, just the two for him.
Yeah, once again, Poland going back to a reasonably tall lineup. Only small guy on the court's Koszarek.
That's where they had most of their success in the first half. Kaczynski. Kulig now tries to set off on a run in the lane, puts one up, just leaves it short. Laverne made things tough for him.
Yeah, that's not a shot Kulig will be wanting to make too often. Trying to shoot over an outstretched arm of Laverne.
Hurtel, bounce pass, Laverne, Diao with the hook, puts it in. Koszarek to Sell, feeds Sokolowski on the runway. He was fouled by Antoine Dio.
Both teams have picked up early fouls. Both teams are now in the bonus as Dio's caught reaching in. Smooth move on the baby hook shot from Diao. But yeah, both teams in the bonus now, so all fouls will send these teams to the line.
Kaczynski to Sokolowski. Now Sell. Kulig. Kaczynski wanted it there. 5 seconds left on the clock.
Dio almost getting himself in some trouble there, threw it at a referee that wasn't looking, but quickly runs over and apologises, and the referee takes it in good spirit. But yeah, this game, again, we could have a situation where the free-throw line can make or break teams.
Well, Poland made all of their free throws in the first half, but this is where it really matters now.
Both teams pretty good free-throw shooting team so far at EuroBasket. 77% for the Polish side, 74% for the French side. So as with many things in this game, they're very well balanced.
Including the score with less than 6 minutes to go. 3 points in it. France lead. Hurtel. Now to Jackson. Pass down the line to Diao, and Dio from the perimeter makes it.
Beautiful shot from the corner from Dio.
Kosharek. Kulig gets the rebound for Chinsky. Kosharek, will he try again? No, he'll switch it out. Now with Sell to Sokolovsky. Kosharek, shot clock down to 7. Step back, and good! Long 2.
And Kosharek's looked like a different player today. You wonder if it's because he doesn't have Slaughter sitting on his shoulder ready to take his minutes, whether he feels a bit more confident and comfortable.
Echel. Oh, nice little floater too. Restores the 6-point advantage. Echel averaging just under 11 for the tournament before today, but he's on 17, leading the way for the French. Vachinsky fakes, comes inside, and it rattles out. Echel can front stretch their lead. Lovern getting up to the rack. Kulig with a denial.
Great recovery defense with Kulig. Didn't give up on the play.
Vachinsky, Kosharek, wide open 3. Good! Halves the deficit.
Poor transition defense by France. They need to chase back an awful lot harder than that.
Kosharek with his first 3 of the night, coming at crucial juncture. Dio to Jackson. Jackson with the bounce pass. Kosharek read it, and he gets the call as well. It came off Echel last. I don't think he agrees, Mark.
No, it'd be interesting to see if we get a replay of that. It's a great shot by Kosharek, though. What a way to open your perimeter account. To close the gap to just 3 points now. But yeah, I thought it came off the foot of Kosharek as well. But again, in real time, such a different kind of situation for an official to call that.
They didn't get the benefit of the call that time. As Kosharek finds Vachinsky. Now into Kulig. And Jackson. Sokolovsky, Kulig, shot clock down to 4. Kulig puts up a right-hand hook, misses. And here go France in transition. Oh, Kosharek watched Lovern. Mismatch, but he won the ball.
Yeah, smart play by the point guard.
Good tracking back. Vachinsky thought about shooting from the perimeter. Now comes inside and banks it up and in. 1-point game. Vincent Collet calls timeout.
Yeah, no surprise. Vincent Collet calling the timeout with a little move like that. Vachinsky, it wouldn't surprise me if you saw someone like Labarre coming back into the game. Maybe in place of the likes of Diao, he brings a more athletic look to the French roster and will be able to deal a bit easier with someone cutting to the basket like that. That's a crazy graphic when you look at it on the screen. Poland not hitting any three-pointers in the first half. France not hitting any in the first quarter, and then it's just started raining threes for Poland. But I have a feeling that this game has got a long, long way to go with plenty more twists and turns from all areas of the court.
Yeah, Poland have hit 7 of their last 11 from the perimeter. Turnovers improved for a while, but now both teams have been a little bit more frenetic in possession this last quarter, where our nerves just taking over a little. Yeah,
I think so. The pressure of the situation will start getting to players, and they'll be conscious that every possession is now make or break. 2-3 possessions strung together going your way can really put you in a position to win the game. And the same on the reverse as well. You make a couple of mistakes and you can almost take the game out of the jaws of the win into the hands of defeat. It's a pressure situation, but Sell has had an outstanding game today, including lighting out from the perimeter. 14 points when he's only averaging 5 across the tournament. But the big problem they've got is he's on 4 fouls. Can he hold out for the next 3 minutes 29 on 4 fouls?
Oh, possibly longer. You can't take anything for granted in this group. So many tight games. 1-point game with just over 3 minutes left. Here's Diao. Diao will go to the and Sell it is who's been fouled out here.
Yeah, he didn't manage to last 3 minutes 29. He managed to last 14 seconds. Not what Coach Taylor would have wanted to see, but these are, you roll the dice at these points of the game, and sometimes they come out for you, and sometimes you roll snake eyes and one of your star men pick up a foul straight away.
Serafan and Kosharek Giello it is, both on a knife edge. Not in the game. Now makes the second free throw count. 2-point lead. So here we go. Two big men in the game now for Poland. A little bit less athletic, you could argue. Koszarek, Kulik for three. Lovern with the rebound.
Yeah, bringing Konowski and Kulik into the game at the same time is a real intention from Mike Taylor to defend his own paint and to also make sure they get the defensive rebounds that they need.
Kulik with the interception. Immediate impact.
See if the French had looked at that change. They should look to change the focus of their offense to the perimeter. They should have seen that they had two big guys on the floor and they should have looked to stretch it. Floating a lob pass into what is now a crowded paint is not the right tactic for them.
Antoine Dio in foul trouble. He goes to 4 fouls. And Wyszynski will go to the line here for Poland, looking to level the scores. Meanwhile, Evan Jackson takes his seat and Evan Fournier comes into the game, and the changes are being rung left, right and centre. Mateusz Punica comes back.
These are big shots. Every chip to the free throw line now, every shot will count.
Yeah, we've got a level score game here with 2 minutes 38 to play. Urchel. DeColo outside. Urchel feeds it in. Diao puts it up and in.
That's a beautiful play by Urtel. Makes the drive and threads the needle through 3 Polish defenders to Diao for the lay-in.
Both these two teams have already experienced overtime at EuroBasket 2017. Wyszynski can't level the scores. Lovern with the impressive rebound, and then it's a foul by Punica, a million miles away from his own basket.
Yeah, it's very tight officiating to call that on Punica. Lovern's got the ball. Yeah, probably would call it on him with his hand. It's slightly dangerous. Bit of a silly play by Punica, really. Like you say, so far from his own basket, giving up 2 free throws.
Lovern with a 100% record from the free throw line in this game.
Which is impressive. He's only been shooting 44% during the tournament.
Gave him the kiss of death again from the commentator as he missed the free throw. 3-point game. Koszarek to Kulik. Wyszynski now. Shot clock down to 5. Wyszynski puts it up. Karnowski with the offensive rebound. Koszarek. Wyszynski for 3 to level the scores. The iron it goes, and Lovern is there to make the catch.
That takes Lovern up to 10 rebounds in today's game.
Urchel, DeColo. DeColo for 3. Very nearly. Koszarek now. Well, they look for the 3-point shot. Kulik. Karnowski wanted to make one more pass, and he passes it out of bounds.
No, one pass too many in that situation. Konowski should have faked that, come back out to the top. That's a really tough pass to make. Urtel's covering the passing lane perfectly from a defensive perspective.
Can France hold on here? Diao to Fournier. Back out, Urchel for 3. Good! And it's a 6-point lead for the French with 46 seconds left on the clock.
Absolute heartbreaker here. Beautiful vision by Fournier. Punica can't get in the lane. And Hartel drops the dagger. And Polish hopes could have been dashed with that one shot.
Mike Taylor has called timeout.
That's the last of his timeouts.
Mateus, you got the ball now. Lucas, Mamba, Adam, start here. Start here at the elbow. And Damien. Execution. Watch.
D'accord. Tout à l'heure, là, sur l'action de... Il faut décrocher sur Karnowski, ok? Allez, 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 allez,
Yeah, a smart move by Coach Taylor, calling the timeout. Obviously gets time to get his team in place, but also advances the ball, so moves the ball forward into the front court. Interesting as well, the one point I take from that is Wyszynski, his one word, execution. And that's absolutely right. Whatever Poland do now, they have to execute it perfectly if they're going to come away with the win. And they're not going to have back-to-back heartbreak situations.
They led for so long in this game, Poland. It will be a real sucker punch. They are on the losing end here. Ponica to Kulik. Not going to take too much time out of it, will they? Kulik goes back out. Koszarek for three. Karnowski with the offensive rebound back out. Wyszynski was left open, and he misses. And they didn't execute as they wanted.
Yeah, I was just about to say they need to foul. As much as they will get the ball back, they need to foul. They need to send France to the line. They need to try and grind this out from the free-throw line now. That's great hustle by Laverne. Panicka fighting hard for it, but Laverne just holds on to it. That's a great move. And that's why Laverne's in the French squad. Going after those rebounds, chasing them down hard. He's been doing that all game. 11 rebounds for Laverne.
Panicka took a nasty blow to the face there. Chell looking to make this a 7-point game, and he does.
Yeah, now a 3-possession game with that made free throw. Poland will need to take an absolutely rapid three-pointer.
Koszarek tries to put it up for two. Misses. Wyszynski for three. Good, keeps it alive. France have called timeout to advance the ball.
Yeah, it'll advance the ball, and it'll give Coach Collet the ability to set his team up. They'll obviously want to run the clock down. They're not going to be able to. So Coach Collet will set a plan in motion to get their better free-throw shooters. The last person they want the ball in the hands of is Laverne, shooting less than 50% in this tournament. They're going to be working to find one of their top free-throw shooters to receive the inbound.
Jimmy DeColo or Fournier, one would imagine.
Yeah, you'd imagine so. You'd imagine that's where they'd want to get the ball to.
They're shooting 89% so far in the competition. Hotel shooting 100% from the free throw line, so maybe it will be in his hands.
Block out, inbound, block out, inbound.
I should say he was before today.
Keep playing, keep playing. Hey, come on.
Yeah, Coach Taylor knows it's a given. As soon as the ball's inbounded, they've got a foul. He's talking about blocking out, making sure that they get the rebound if there is a rebound, and then they need to move the ball up the floor fast. Poland have used all of their timeouts, so even if France score on the second free throw, oh sorry, it's going to be sideline ball. But yeah, once they foul, if they score on the second free throw, Poland can't advance the ball, so they're going to have to progress it in hand.
Hotel fouled by Giello. That is Giello out of the game, and he knew it.
Both teams will be happy that that run of play. They got the ball into the hands of Ertel, so France will be happy that he's going to the line, and Poland will be happy because there's only a second taken off the clock.
Yeah, coming into the game, Ertel had not missed a free throw. He has missed one today, 2 from 3 from the line. But can he secure 2 points here? He can. 6 points, the difference. Here's Koszarek. Poland need a three. Koszarek put it up for two, and Hexaniak couldn't get it to follow. And now, Ochel's lost it. Wyszynski. Back out. Koszarek for three. Good.
Half a second left though, not enough time for the Polish side to do anything with it, and France will see the game out.
France have the win they needed to take them to Istanbul. They're into the final phase, having picked up their third win of EuroBasket 2017. It's 3 in a row for Les Bleus. After losing to Finland on the opening night in overtime, they've recorded wins over Greece, Iceland, and now their toughest win so far, just edging out a Polish team that led for more than 3/4 of this game. It's a bitter pill to swallow for Mike Taylor and Poland. The final score, Poland 75, France 78.
Yeah, tougher Poland to take. They've thrown away, they'll look at it as throwing away the opportunity to claim one of the biggest scalps in European basketball, and they have, dominating the game for the majority of it. And then the mistakes started slipping into their play. They started giving France the opportunities that France were looking for. They started turning the ball over more, not looking after their possession. And Coach Taylor, although he won't show it to his team because he'll want to rebuild them for their last game tomorrow, which will be a critical game, he'll be kicking himself that they haven't come away with the win.
Tell the star of the show then for the French, particularly in the second half. 23 points, 6 assists as well, and that was inspirational performance from the point guard, and 3 steals for that matchup.
Yeah, it's his best performance so far at EuroBasket 2017. Obviously an awful lot of pressure on him, taking over the reins from Tony Parker, and today's, I think he's really shown what he can bring to the French squad. Good for Diao as well, so the French captain providing good input on the offensive end. And from the Polish side, once again, they spread their scoring. They've got 4 guys in double digits. And again, the Polish almost turned over the French purely from a team effort. But both teams now will look forward to tomorrow, their last group game. And for both teams, for very different reasons, it's still really critical.
It absolutely is. Poland face off against Greece tomorrow. That could well be a winner-takes-all clash. France take on Slovenia. That's likely to be a battle for top spot now, along with Finland, of course. But France have got the job done in the end. A really tough game for them. They were expected to win this one, and they've got the victory in the end. Poland 75, France 78. We'll leave you with highlights of this thrilling clash.
Cojones, time! Come on, Urkel! Wow!
C'est encore mieux de gagner comme ça.
On a survécu!
Tu me laisses 2 minutes, on se fait le petit.
D'accord, ok. EuroBasket rounds, everything is ready for the first.
Comment on est soft? On n'est pas en mode prêt. On n'a pas perdu les gars, c'est positif pour les gars. Exactement. Parler de calculer avant quoi que ce soit. Les matchs, je peux les faire. En but. Bravo Thomas, bravo. Pour l'autre. Tom, coach, c'est le ballon, il cherche la balle 22 secondes.
You want to go?
C'est un coup de génie aussi, si tu préfères.
Ou alors, à la rigueur, tu t'en parles après de ça.
Oui.
Tu commences genre...
oui, t'as pas besoin de les dire là. Oui, bien sûr.
Tu vois, peut-être revenu plus loin, machin...